Hey guys, thanks for visiting Richard's Corner. Again, this is a channel about thrifty collecting, and today is a haul video of some of the things that I found at our local Value Village here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. A nice shout out to them for all the cool things that we normally find when I go there. I'm a frequent shopper there, and I want to show you what I hauled in this time around. Usually I'm going to do an unbagging kind of video here, but the first time I tried making this video, the phone stopped recording. So I'm going to just show you the things I found. It's all sorted out and I can explain it better what I found, okay? So let's start with these guys here. These are fighter pod figures, and they're all Star Wars figures. These are all, like the blue and the red ones, are hologram figures, and they are stylized in really miniature form. Here's Darth Vader, here's Boba Fett. We've got another Emperor here, that's looking creepy. Stand those guys up. And then we've got, I guess these are some good guys. Here's Captain Rex, I believe. She is from the Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon. There's a Qui-Gon Jinn with his beard and long hairdo there. We've got the main character from Rebels, and I think this is a Mace Windu. Yes, it is. That's Mace Windu right there. And oh, look at that, a Porky. Spider-Man extra as a fighter pod too. Star Wars wasn't the only theme that they did fighter pods on, but this collection is mostly Star Wars, and there's another clone trooper right there. The hologram figures were your chase figures, so you would find randomly, you could find them in blind bags, and you could also find them within game packages when you bought the starter packs. But there's so many other cute figures here. There's a little Ewok, there's a snow trooper, here's one of the super fighter droids. We've got Princess Leia in her Return of the Jedi outfit when she was visiting Jabba the Hutt. We've got one of the Imperial Guard here. We've got Jar Jar, whether you love or hate him, there he is. We have quite a few. There's another Stormtrooper. We've got a few clone troopers here I'm putting in the back there. There's a Jango Fett from the prequel. Sorry, I'm not centered here. Here we go. We've got Mace Windu. We've got a Darth Maul without his legs. So I guess this is after the Phantom Menace. When his legs got cut off, he actually got cybernetic legs in the cartoon. So that's kind of cool. Here's another Ewok. Here's, I want to say he's one of the characters in Star Wars 2. I don't know who he is. If you know, leave a comment. We've got one of the droids here. Here's the droid with the bad motivator from the first movie. And here's Han Solo. Whoops. Here's Han Solo in his Hoth outfit. Another chase figure here, another Stormtrooper in red there. That's kind of cool. Here's Darth Maul's brother, who actually tries to exact revenge later on in the animated shows. And here's one of the Rebel pilots. And of course, another clone trooper. So these fighter pod characters are usually bundled with, not this guy, but the fighter pod characters were bundled with like little top-like pods that you would insert these guys into, and you'd spin them like Bakugan, and you can crash the tops together, and then you try to win that way. But I wouldn't really normally pick up something like this and pay $10 for package and just get a few of them, plus a bunch of pods I'd never use. So I'm very fortunate to find these guys in one little package for about $3, and they're just the cutest thing. So that's pretty awesome. Not a bad find. Not a bad find from our Value Village friends there. So also, included in this same package were a bunch of Star Wars Angry Birds guys. So I'm going to just show you those. Here's a Jabba the Hutt. There's the Walrus guy. And they're all stylized Angry Birds style. There's a Return of the Jedi Luke. And here's a Yoda. Here is a Jango Fett pig style. There's Anakin from the first movies. There's Mace Windu from the first movies, looking like a bomb bird. There's a Greedo, pig form. All the pigs are bad guys, all the birds are good guys. And here's a rocket bird, that's actually Han, stylized as an angry bird. There is, you know what, with the beard, that's probably a Qui-Gon right there. There you go. Another bomb bird. Here's one of the fighter droids from the prequel as a pig. There you go, sort of wide that. And another Yoda, a much younger one there. And then also, this guy is from Angry Birds Space, which is another offshoot from the popular Angry Birds game. Not quite Star Wars related, but pretty cool in itself. So yeah, all these guys I found in one, maybe two packages. This was in another one, but not a bad find, I thought. So pretty cool. Doesn't take a lot of real estate up on your shelves if you do display these things, and they're just really cool. See? Awesome. On to the next things. So I'm also a big fan of Disney stuff, and in a few packages I found these guys. So there's a Pluto, there's a Pluto. Where's my, oh yeah, there's my Ursula. There's a Baloo. Whoops. Prince Eric I just threw. There wasn't an Ariel in this package here. Here's a Kristoff. There you go. So Disney figures I'm a real big sucker for. This Pluto doesn't have a tail, unfortunately, but really nice and stylized. I love Disney figures because they are so true to their animated counterparts. They're fairly detailed. This one's actually pretty weighty. I like that. And it doesn't matter if it's like one of the touchy-feely kind of cartoons, or if it's you know, from the Disney Channel, or if it's a motion picture like more action-oriented. This is the Sleeping Beauty Dragon, Kristoff from Frozen, from the Jungle Book, Baloo there, you know, and of course we know that Pluto is Mickey's sidekick there. But yeah, here's King Triton, and then again Prince Eric. Really cool figures that just are true to their animated counterparts. Always a sucker for that. I think I found these between two different packages at Value Village. So very cool things. Really nice. I love them. Okay, on to the next. So on top of actually finding Disney figures, I really like animated figures as well. I'm not completely, not completely familiar with Talking Tom, but apparently that's who that is. So animated features, full-length features, are always create merchandise, whether it's in Happy Meal form or otherwise. This dragon here, this dinosaur here is Littlefoot from the Land Before Time series. That's Ducky on the back. This apparently is Talking Tom, and I have no idea who he is. But my son informed me that is probably Talking Tom. This cat here with the eyes that go wide is actually Puss in Boots, and he uses the eyes to disarm you with cuteness and then suddenly slashes you with his sword. So that's an old Happy Meal toy. These guys are cup toppers. This is a motion picture Sing, and this is from the Peanuts movie. This is Mina, and this is Snoopy, obviously. When you buy a souvenir cup, it comes with a little topper that you can choose, and obviously, you know, some people just sort of donate them because they're tired of them. But I find that they're really cool figures. They're really nicely molded. They're really true to their animated classic counterparts. And there's Melman from Madagascar with a monkey hanging off his leg there, looking a little goofy and up to his neck in antics there. Always a little bit of a clumsy guy, but a lovable character nonetheless. So yes, motion picture guys I'm a sucker for too. I found these between I think two packages as well, and yeah, really nice stylized characters. I love them. Okay, on to the next. A couple random toys here. I'm not sure if you ever watched Muppet Babies, but I used to watch it as a child. There was actually a stylized cartoon called Muppet Babies where they had baby versions of Kermit and Miss Piggy, Gonzo, who I have here, Fozzie, and a few other characters. And they basically had really vivid imaginations, and each episode of Muppet Babies took place in their nursery room, but the nursery room became their adventure hall, where they would basically imagine all these wonderful adventures using, you know, boxes and sheets and everything like that, and their nursery turned into these magnificent adventures. And I love that cartoon because it really encouraged kids to stimulate their imaginations and really make the most of their surroundings without having to use expensive technology. Not that there's anything wrong, like I'm using an iPhone here to record, and there's nothing wrong with like getting into tablets and mobile gaming and stuff like that. But I mean, this kind of cartoon was really back down to the roots of just having playtime and socializing with each other. So I this really speaks to me when I see a little baby Gonzo. This guy's positioned in a way that it's probably supposed to be sitting in a car. It only came with the figure, but it really is a nice childhood memory there to have a Muppet Baby again. So that's kind of cool. Didn't even know they made figures. And this guy, which I'm not going to pull the string for, it's actually a toy soldier from the Toy Story movie. The wheels do work, but it's really super loud, and it was supposed to rotate as it would travel across the table, but it doesn't anymore. It's kind of neat to have a little platform for it, though. It's kind of cool. And this guy, I'm not sure who he is. It's kind of a stylized Pegasus with battle armor. It's got a battle-ready face, like it's got the expression looks like it's ready for battle. It's got flaming wings, bright orange. I have no idea who it is. It's not Imaginext. If you know who this is, maybe you'd want to comment in the comments below, and I can sort of learn a little bit more about it. I wish I could see the figures for this because, oops, although the joints are a little loose, it doesn't stand very well. It is actually a really neat stylized figure. I don't mind the color of it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, if you happen to know who that is, please comment below. But it's probably a keeper for me, so that's kind of cool. All right, on to the next items. Okay, so these guys, I don't know if you recognize them. AC/DC fans will recognize immediately Brian Johnson from the band. He is missing, unfortunately, his microphone, but he's got that bent over pose where he's just singing his heart out, doing Thunderstruck or whatever else he'd love to sing. The guitarist is not included in the package that I found him in. He was actually in the midst of other Disney figures, but not a bad find actually. He's really detailed. I don't know if you're familiar with McFarlane figures, but the Spawn figures are hyper detailed, and this one seems to take that that level of detail to heart here. The shirt is nice and wrinkled. It's painted really neat. The face is really true to the Rockstar's look, and the position is just very classic for him. So that's really neat. It doesn't stand very well. I think the holes on the bottom here are made for a stand so that it would stand with his guitarist right next to him. But a neat figure nonetheless, something to keep. Now this, if you notice the Hulk in the background here, this is Captain Marvel. This is an out-of-box pop. Out-of-box pops aren't really worth a lot. Not that I worry about worth when I'm collecting, but the spring is obviously it has been stretched out on this poor figure, so her head looks very broken. However, I can remove the spring, and actually could probably cement this back to her body, and the paint is still really nice. It's really good, really nice condition, minus the spring, right? This is a really cool figure. It's not a newer figure, so it's not easy to find this in box anymore. The fact that it was stretched out is probably why the previous owner donated it, but still, I think it's a really cool figure, and like I said, I can probably salvage it, take the spring out, make it a display figure just for the sake of having it, and it'll still look really cool. And I could probably position it with her head off to the side like this instead of stuck in a prone position like this. So anyway, that's kind of cool. I was really happy to find that. And also this stylized Batman figure here, I'm not sure where he's from. It looks like from the back here that it was actually part of a toy set, and he had some hardware attached to him. He's got some flicking action here, probably with a weapon or something that is also missing, but just the look of his face and stuff like that is pretty neat. I like the way he's stylized. A lot of re-released cartoons for him portray him like this, really minimalistic lines, really nice and clean, nice and not overly buff, right? But just kind of nice and stylized and looking really strong. So I love figures like this because they are true again to their animated counterparts, and make for really nice displays when you put them together. So very cool. Okay, on to the last bits. Okay, these guys are all Happy Meal figures. Now, whoops, sorry. These are all Happy Meal figures. Some of them are Transformers Prime. So not the old school generation one that I'm used to, but cool stylized figures nonetheless. Although these ones are having a little trouble standing here. This is Hound. Cliffjumper is the red one, and Bumblebee is very familiar to a lot of Transformers fans. Whether you're old or new to Transformers, Bumblebee is one of the most recognizable ones. And those are probably from McDonald's. This Emperor one right in the middle there, that's actually from Burger King. In 2005, they released a bunch of toys in the spirit of the prequel movies. And these ones over here are McDonald's racers. Here's Cindy Bear, Yogi Bear's girlfriend there, and Huckleberry Hound right here. and Tasmania right here. Obviously not a Hanna-Barbera character, Warner Brothers right there, and of course the Peanuts figure of Woodstock. So I'm always a sucker for these Transformer figures because they make for good army building. I'm not sure if you guys are into that, but I sometimes collect multiples of the same figure. Multiples of the same figure so that I can build really cool armies. I've seen really cool army displays of stormtroopers and stuff, and that always inspires me to collect multiples and really make some cool displays. I thought I had multiples of this Bumblebee, but I actually have a different stylized Bumblebee, which is a real another type of another run of Happy Meal toys. So, but these are pretty cool. And yes, those are going to be some of the last ones here. Actually, I do have one more to show you. These guys are Stickbots. Now, a Stickbot is actually a little robot, well, not a robot, but a little figure with rubber band, look at that guy, rubber band joints. And my son actually just gave this to me while I was preparing this video, and their suction cups lend themselves, oh, not too well right now, to some dynamic posing. So you can actually make them do handstands. Oh my gosh. You can make them do handstands and other positions that you normally wouldn't do with other figures, although their suction cups here are a little bit worn. But yeah, if you buy the big play sets for these guys, they actually come with a green screen. So you can actually do some green screen stop motion kind of figure animation, and you can make your own scenes right from your phone or tablet. And then you could superimpose something on the green screen so it would make them look like they're in the middle of an action scene or something like that. So that's really cool, and it was really nice of my son to sort of add that to the Keeper collection. So that's pretty cool. Thank you again for checking out my video. This is again my haul from Value Village, so a shout out to them for always providing some cool things to collect. I also want to do a shout out to Too Hunky Toys. He's the inspiration for my channel. He has a love and passion for toys as well, and he does all kinds of reviews of new toys that he picks up at retail stores. I would encourage you to check out his channel. He doesn't do thrifty collecting like I do. He does more retail toy stuff. He really thought that this was a good idea for me to share my own love of collecting with you guys. So thank you to Too Hunky Toys. Please check out his channel and subscribe as well. So if you do like this video, please smash that like button. Leave your comments for anything that you think you'd like to see. I have lots of reveal videos ahead, and I do have an overflow store that I'm going to be opening on Facebook that I want to share with you as well. More details about that later. But thank you for now. This is Richard's Corner signing out for this video, and we hope to see you again. Thank you for visiting.